entitled Woman Confused on How Elevators Work. A few days ago I was at an office building and went to use their elevator. I was going down. A woman was waiting already. And the down elevator came. We both got in. She pressed a floor higher up. I pressed the floor going down. As I did, I told her, "Just so you know, this is going down." "Well, I pressed the button first, yes." She yelled that at me. I said nothing and stood in the back. The elevator closed. Lo and behold, it went down, like I told her it was doing. She cussed under her breath. As I was leaving, she said, "I hope you're happy. Like, I made the elevator or something. PPL are weird." I love this story more than I probably should. Wow, this story has its ups and downs. Mostly downs. She's probably the same type of person that pushes her way into the elevator without letting people get out first. I had something similar once. Because I was at a reception desk from which the elevator was visible, I was not only certainly building staff, but in control of the elevator. The woman was trying to access a floor which was only accessible from a different elevator, for which she'd need to go back to the lobby. She was livid with me. I explained I have no control over the elevators. She went back to the elevator and as luck would have it, the door started to close as she went through. She screamed at me like I did it as the doors closed. "Are you sure it's an elevator and not a transmogrifier? After all, just watch for a while. The little door opens and people go in. When the little door opens again, different people get out." Reply: "I'm really happy. I'm on the right floor." Gosh. Some people are not very bright. I was on an elevator at a large hospital. I was going to the top floor, floor 11 going up. Some other people got on at floor 5. And one of them pressed 7. And another person said, "Well, we'll have to wait for it to go all the way up. Then come back down to 7. Since she pointing at me pushed 11 first. No. That's not how elevators work. Should have hit all the buttons on the way out. This is delightful lol. I hope you were going to the lobby from the 90th floor and she wanted the 91st floor. You should have said first time in an elevator? You should have said yes. You did press the button first, but I invented elevators so it always does what I want when I'm inside one. She was wrong on so many levels. That pesky device out in the hallway that chimes and lights usually says which direction the elevator is going, but people would have to pull their heads out of their own asses to see or hear them. I've been cursed by that bastard elevator wizard. The thing is with elevators, and this is spot on, they have their ups and downs. Well, she could always demand to speak to the elevator's manager. When she said she pressed the button first, I probably would have said something like, "You sure did." Or "That's nice." Then when she asked if I was happy, I would have just smiled and said, "Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing." Not rude, but it would annoy her. She definitely is the person to go up a down escalator, then complain that it's not going up. I hope you're happy. Why, yes I am. Reminds me of the guy who lived across the street from us who didn't know how to use a shovel. My dad had to go over and show him how to push it into the ground to get it to work. Totally clueless. This happens at my job all the time. The number of times I've gotten nasty looks is insane. As if I somehow stole their elevator instead of them just being too stupid to understand the elevator was going in a certain direction and you can't force it to change. Shaking head. Should have pushed all the buttons on your way out. So, she was upset she had to go down to your level, huh? Or was she more upset she had to share the same space of someone beneath her? You should have went back in and hit every button and said now I am. But self-punishing behavior is awesome. She's going to go through her day all bent out of shape over your magic elevator control, and you didn't have to actually do anything. I would say, yeah, I am wizard. I forced this lift to go my way first just to waste your time, and if you retaliate I'll curse you with more life inconveniences. And then when I step off, I'll just turn around and say, you know what? Just because of your attitude I'll curse you anyway as the doors closed. That should fuck her up for a week or so. It's lo and behold. I hope you're happy too. She thinks you can control the elevator just to spite her. You're like a super villain to her. I hope you go back there and see her again sometime. Just because she yelled at you. You should have pressed the rest of the down floor buttons. That would have been some nice petty revenge. You know you pressed that magic button that made the elevator go down. How dare you get onto the appropriate elevator? Yeah, I'm happy I know how elevators work. There used to be tricks to get an elevator to reverse and go your direction. Newer systems are smarter. I would have hit every floor under yours, then every one under hers. Happiness is going down. Have the day you deserve is always an excellent response for these types. I would have pushed on a few of the floors and said I am now. Call me immature, but I would have worked out a nice juicy fart just before I got off. She was wrong on many levels. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Entitled Ladies' Fortunes took a downturn. I hope you're happy. Yes. Yes I am. And you did not push all of the buttons between your floor and hers on the way out of the elevator? Explain yourself. Yes, I am happy. Thank you for asking. Presses buttons for every other floor. I work in a 7-floor office building and am consistently amazed by how many people seem to be using an elevator for the first time. That woman had no idea how much power you wielded. I too hope you're happy. These comments are giving me life. Not her turn with the brain cell, I see. Classic. LMFAO. This completely reminds me of an elevator incident I had last year. I was getting off an elevator. And when the door opened, an older woman was waiting to go on. Like a normal person. I go to exit the elevator. She starts flipping out and yelling how rude I was to not let her on first, and do I not understand proper etiquette. I was so freaking confused I just ignored her and walked away. I am slightly smiling face as the elevator doors close back on her. This made me and my husband laugh a lot because it's hard to see how anyone can reach adulthood without knowing how lifts work. You pipped her, ha, take that inexperienced elevator taker. Just along for the ride. Had that happened myself, some people in front of me got in the uplift and pushed to go down. I followed them in and pushed top floor roof parking. Door closes. Lift goes up. Door opens. Why the fuck are we on the top floor? One of them shouts. I scoot past because I pressed top floor? Sue. I'm kind of shy with strangers. But if I was angry I would have said, no, I'm not happy. I rode with you. This is weirdly one of my favorite Reddit posts of all time and I can't explain it. Thank you. Not weird, just stupid. You couldn't just fart while the two of you were in the elevator? Proposed title change entitled Woman's Elevator Doesn't Reach the Top Floor. I've just returned from a holiday vacation. On checkout I went to fetch a luggage trolley which only just got in the lift elevator. Got to my floor. Doors opened and two people are sitting there on electric mobility scooters. They just stared at me, as if I was going to be able to move over and let them in. I had to actually say I can't get out unless you back up and make some room. People are morons. Not entitled, just stupid. This is the most believable story I've ever read anywhere. At one building I worked at, I'd still get on the elevator going down if I needed to go up, which I still do often anyway. People tell me it's going down when I hit the floor I want. I say, that's perfect. Then explain, did you see the crowd to go up? Yeah, I'm already on the elevator, so I just have to hit my floor again as soon as it starts going back up. That way I avoid waiting for several rounds of up elevators while people cram on. Sure, it fills up, but I don't have to wait for 3 elevators worth of people to go where I need to. I don't mind riding down to go back up way faster than everyone else waiting in the back of the crowd. Why did you feel the need to tell her anything to begin with? This seems like you felt entitled. This story is satisfying on many different levels. Are you happy? Op wrote, in part she said, I hope you're happy. Info, were you, in fact, happy? But I am happy. OMG, I laughed so hard with this story. Yes, the person on the lower level that actually pressed the button first was probably happy the elevator came down. Crazy. No fair. I wish I had the power to control elevators. You are the one the sages foretold, the one with the power over the elevator. Just wanted to say, it's lo and behold not lo, it's an old-timey exclamation. Lo and behold. She really wasn't down for the situation. An elevator is not a rocket ship, how do you know how they work? This makes me smile, open mouth smile. How is that entitled? Rude, yes, entitled. WTF, is that entitled and just unintelligent? I hope you're happy. Please tell us you said yes. I wonder what she would say if you hit the button for every lower floor on your way out. May the nicer person win. She pushed both buttons like an idiot. I'm standing where you want to stand, Grandma. Chris Porter. Great job not escalating the situation. She must have been new in town. I think there's a different word for her than entitled. So sorry that happened to, I gotta say it made me chuckle, bet she's never used a broom before. Either. This belongs on our curb. She might have been able to override your up command, had she pressed and held the down call button. There is a weird amount of people who think they're stuck in an elevator because it's not moving. But they never actually selected their floor when they got in. People are weird, which is great. People are stupid in this case, which sucks. I would have been very happy and would have told her that too. Press all the buttons below the floor you were getting off and say now I am. Ignorance is bliss. Reply, I am very happy now you get to get a new high after being so low. Why yes I am. Till elevators have a direction priority. Lol. Bahahaha, I could see that woman being my mother. Bloody hell. I had a customer yell and accuse me of hiding the elevator so she couldn't get to the second floor. It was a 1-floor building. At least you didn't have your hand on the back of her head when you tricked her into going down. Yikes. I did this recently, the woman's part, and just laughed at myself and said that's what I get for being in a rush and not paying attention. Are you an elevator wizard? Once I stopped at a gas station on my way to a wedding. I was dressed up and in heels. and after pumping started walking toward the gas station to buy a drink. But it was a big parking lot, so I was far away. A guy at the door saw me and decided to stand there and hold the door for me, which would be kind except for how far away I was. It was awkward AF. I tried to hustle faster, remember, in heels. Walked through the door and said thank you. But I guess I said it quietly? The whole situation was awkward. The dude followed me in the store and called me a bitch. People can be awful. What do you think about me being the first do laundry zombie rhino turned conchancewell hobbled? You pressed to go down, so it went down first. She seems a few fries short of a happy meal. This is hilarious. No matter what, people like this woman will never, ever admit they're wrong. I'd have hit every single floor button as I left, and probably given her the finger as the door shut. All y'all had to do was not be a rude moron. Now, y'all get fucked with. Open mouth smile. I would have run my hand over all the buttons to push them while exiting the elevator. Some people never grew out of their terrible twos. Yup, there are terrible, horrible people out there. I wish I could just say get used to it, but I still get worked up all the time. I had a lady tell people they couldn't get into an elevator because there were too many people and it was too heavy. I saw the weight limit was like 5,000 pounds. So I told her that and asked if she thought everyone in the elevator added up weighed 5,000 pounds. There were like 7 people and it had formerly been an industrial building. So the elevators were huge. She just muttered something under her breath and we kept going. Not an entitled person story. But I went to Chicago for a convention, as did a considerable amount of people in the same hotel. I couldn't get down to the lobby because every time I pressed the call button and an elevator arrived, it was completely packed. So I pressed the up button, took the elevator to the top floor, got off, and pressed down to get another elevator. This time it was empty. Problem solved. I can't stand people who use the elevator to move one floor. The only exceptions are if they have a lot of luggage or if they're disabled. You missed your chance to rip the largest, smelliest fart possible. Not only would she be stuck with the smell, but as the elevator did go back up, chances are it stopped on the way, and when people got on, it's just her there, with the smell and all the blame. Should have farted as you left. Great story, just so you know, it's lo and behold. You should have clasped your fingers together evil villain style and say as a deep tone, yes. Yes, my plan worked and now the world will end. Lol, some people don't understand how the arrows work. Tears of joy. As you were leaving, step back and hold your hand so the door won't close. Hit every number between 1 and the floor she is going to step out, and as the door closes say I am now. I would have said something like, the elevator gods have deemed that at this time the car is going down. All hail the elevator gods. JK. You are right. People are weird. Or they just don't pay attention to the direction arrows that tell you where it's going next. There is an entire subset of people that think the direction you push is telling the elevator which way to go to get to you. There was a whole Reddit thread full of shocked Pikachu faces. How they reconcile that with most elevators not showing which floor it's currently on is an absolute mystery to me. This happened to me once too. An older gentleman had a go at me about how rude it was to cut the queue when he pressed the up button first when it was clearly going down. I just stared in disbelief as the lift went down and he just went on and on. Headline news: sarcastic troll goes down on woman in elevator. Open mouth smile. You forgot to press the button for all floors as you were leaving. I'll bet she felt let down. This made me laugh way too hard. Rolling on the floor laughing. I'm thrilled. I love these head-scratching moments of life. Because we've all been in something similar. And I always try to imagine the offended party complaining about the event to one of their friends or coworkers after the fact and getting met with a similar reaction. Like, can you believe we both got on and I hit my floor first? And it went down instead of up. And being met with, well, was it a down elevator? Because that's how elevators work. I bet the Germans even have a word for this type of thing. There are two issues here. An entitled woman and someone who is ignorant of how elevators work. Both are annoying. Earlier this year we stayed in a hotel with friends, and as we left the bar to go up to our rooms, my friend pressed the down button after several drinks. I'm not sure we did a good job of explaining why it was the wrong button. We were going up as we were all laughing at her far too much grin. Yes, I am. She's a brat. Never had to wait on anything. I really hope she went and Karen'd about this to someone and they explained it to her so she feels stupid. Being ignorant isn't the problem. It's being an asshole about it. I don't know jack about elevators and would definitely make this mistake. But you'll never see me shouting that I won the button pushing race. Woman facepalming, medium light skin tone. You suck. You let this woman yell at you for her own stupidity and you didn't Christmas tree that shit as you were getting off? Do better. Are you Otis? My personal favorite is being asked which direction an elevator is going. Flushed thinking face, because the lights indicating that information on the outside of the elevator don't exist. I can explain how elevators work for you. I cannot understand how elevators work for you. That's your job. Oh goodness gracious.